Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Christen Crumpler, and this is Musical Mind Games, powered by Classical Public Radio, WDAV. Woohoo! Let's go, Musical Mind Games. Musical Mind Games, otherwise known as MMG here at the station, is a stream where we talk about gaming and music and the cool audio-visual experience that ensues when the two combine. And if any of that interests you, please consider giving us a like to the stream, to this Musical Mind Game stream, subscribing to the WDAV channel so you can be up to date when we go live again for another MMG stream, and checking out the posts that we have under our post tab on our channel. We have some communications there, and so we try to talk to y'all, so please check out that post tab on our channel. We've got more people in the room than we've had for any of the streams. So first, we've got Tamberly. You all know Tamberly. She's here and helping out with stream. And then we've got a new person with stream. We've got our new technical producer, Matteo. Say hi, Matteo. Or you can put your arm in the camera if you want to. There's Matteo. He's helping us with the stream now, and we are so grateful for his help and him being a part of the MMG community. So if you see him in chat, or if you see his arm again, or all the technical things, that is Matteo. So thank you so much for being a part of this community, Matteo. And hello to all of you all for being a part of this MMG community. We're so glad to have you here and being a part of this so that we can geek out and talk about all the things that we're passionate about with music and gaming. You know, whether you're actively looking or listening to the stream, or you just have it on in the background like a podcast, you know, just something to have in the background while you're getting other stuff done. We're grateful that you're here. We're grateful that you're a part of what we're doing. So thank you so much for being a part of this stream. So today, what we're going to do, we are going to talk about, and you've probably seen it in the promotions for tonight's stream, but we are going to talk about Animal Crossing, specifically Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's a game, well, first off, the Animal Crossing series, I've played it a lot. There are a lot of different iterations of Animal Crossing available, and I have played a good chunk of the different iterations. Not all, but a good chunk of them. And I have played their latest installment, Animal Crossing New Horizons, which we'll be talking and playing a little bit of tonight. And let us know in the chat if you all have heard of Animal Crossing New Horizons, because it's something that I don't know, I feel like it's put on, even non-typical gamers, I feel like are aware of this latest installment, Animal Crossing New Horizons. So let us know in the chat if you've heard of this game before, if you've played it, and if you have your own island with your own villagers and stuff, or if you like to live vicariously through other people's islands and such, because I like to do a little bit of both. I like to play my island, but also like to see what other people do with their islands. So feel free to type in the chat. You don't have to, but we're looking at the chat. We've got Matteo, Tamberly, myself. There are 3 people looking at the chat. So if you want to chill in chat, you can do that. And if you don't want to, you can hang back and, again, just listen to the stream. But we're talking about Animal Crossing and Animal Crossing New Horizons. And specifically, the things I want to focus on about Animal Crossing New Horizons is celebrating the upcoming 5-year anniversary of the game coming out. The game came out March 20th, 2025, not 2025, 2020. March 20th, 2020. That's so weird to think that it's like 5 years after that. We're going to talk more about what I think about it being 5 years since then. So it's not the exact 5 years tonight, but it's as close as we could get for an MMG stream. So we're talking about that and the musical impact of the game since it's come out, and then the experience of Animal Crossing New Horizons music during gameplay, which is why we're going to play a little bit of the game so you can see it and hear it while we hear the music while we play the game. So we're going to do a little bit of that as well tonight. So that's Animal Crossing, and we're just gonna continue on. So I want to give you some background for those of you who may not know what Animal Crossing is, the series, because again, New Horizons is just the latest entry, but Animal Crossing is a whole larger series. So basically, Animal Crossing, the premise of it, its core gameplay is you are a villager or a human villager, usually coming into a town, and you are like usually the odd person out because usually the town or city that you're coming into, it is full of animals. And so usually you're the only human villager there, with the exception of maybe other villagers or human people that are sharing the same console as you. But it's all about getting acclimated into the village, into the town, doing kind of like daily chores and tasks like that, which might sound like when you're playing a game to kind of like get away and escape, it might be kind of confusing to think, wait, I have to do chores in a game? But there's something about that, like, I don't know, that just minimalism or just like small, like simplistic nature of the game without too much worries about consequences. That's, I don't know, that's enticing for a lot of people that play Animal Crossing. So again, you're a human villager going into a new town or city full of animals. It has different scenarios because even one, I think you come into the village and you're the new town mayor. But it's all about, once you've moved in, it's about curating and cultivating the town and being a part of the community there. So that's kind of the premise of Animal Crossing, or that's how I would describe it to be. And like I kind of mentioned before, there are different installments of Animal Crossing across different consoles and platforms. The one that I started out with and that I know best is, what do you call it? Let's see. The one that I started out with and that I know best is the very first Animal Crossing, and that one came out on GameCube. And so yes, I had a GameCube, and oh my gosh, I think I had watched, this is another game that we'll talk about for another stream, but I think I learned about Animal Crossing during Smash Bros. Brawl, which is a game that came out on the Wii. For those of you who are familiar with the Smash Bros. Fighting game, Animal Crossing was shown in the Brawl version. And so I think I was intrigued by what game was being referenced, because I didn't know what game was being referenced. And when I figured out it was Animal Crossing when I was younger, I was like, oh, I want to play that game and kind of see what it's about. And I eventually got the GameCube version, and that one, I didn't have a GameCube memory card, which is what you need to be able to create and save your town. So I kept making multiple towns, but B-Town was my first Animal Crossing town in the first GameCube one, because I got stung by a lot of bees, and so that it then hence got the name B-Town. But I started out with the GameCube one. I know that there are a couple of handheld ones for DS and for other gaming consoles. But the second one that I got into for Animal Crossing was the Wii version. And that one's Animal Crossing City Folk. And that one, I believe the first Animal Crossing for GameCube is my favorite, but Animal Crossing City Folk, the one for the Wii, is the one that I've played the longest. And really, that would be my nostalgic one to go back to if I'm trying to see what my town and villagers look like. So I've played that one. There's one, like I said, the handheld one, I believe it's called Animal Crossing Wild World. A lot of different people, I think that's usually their first entry outside of Animal Crossing New Horizons. That's their first entry into Animal Crossing. And I've never played Wild World. Usually when the games were coming out for DS at that time, when they were putting handheld versions of console games, they weren't to my liking. I wasn't too snobbish with my video games, but I had a preference. And so I really preferred playing Animal Crossing on the TV with a console rather than playing it handheld. But that one, the Wild World one, I believe is one where you become a mayor of the town and you have to do town duties and such like that. And then there's one that I got into in college that kind of opened up to me that like, oh, other people are also interested at Animal Crossing, because before Animal Crossing was just like a personal specific experience for me. You know, my siblings wouldn't really play it. My parents would know that's Christen's video game. Some of my other siblings had their video games, but they knew Animal Crossing was mine. And none of my friends really talked about the game growing up. So to see other people in college playing Animal Crossing, I was like, oh, more people know about this game than just me, and they enjoy it too. Okay, that's pretty cool. And so the one that I was playing in college, it was an app one. I believe it's called Pocket Camp. I believe that was the Animal Crossing one for mobile. I don't know if it still exists now. I would be surprised if it didn't, but a lot of people were playing it then. And it was interesting to see some of how things I remembered from the console versions of Animal Crossing being put into the mobile versions. And then the latest installment, as we're talking about today, is Animal Crossing New Horizons. That one definitely brought some new things into the series, both music and gaming wise. But gaming wise, it's definitely, you could put furniture outside for the first time, and instead of being in a village kind of on land, you are in a remote island that you have to build up yourself. Usually a lot of the towns are already established that you are moving into in the earlier entries. I think maybe with the exception of the Wild World one, I'm not sure. But this one, for me, Animal Crossing New Horizons, was completely different because you really had to start up from scratch in terms of how you got your town up and running. So those are the different iterations. They had GameCube, they had a DS version, they had a Wii console version, they had a mobile app game, and then they have the Nintendo Switch Animal Crossing New Horizons. That was the different iterations of Animal Crossing that I can name off of the top of my head that exist for the series. So let's just start. That's a little bit of background about the game, the gameplay, and kind of like the history of the game. But again, I want to bring it back to highlighting Animal Crossing New Horizons and it being close to the 5-year anniversary of the game. A lot of things. First of all, let me say, when I saw that this game went on pre-order, which was about maybe a year in advance, maybe like summer 2023 or earlier, I was skeptical about it, because me being an Animal Crossing lover and saw that there was going to be a new Animal Crossing for the Switch, I was like, oh, I hope it's good. I hope they do it well, and I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. I didn't pre-order it. I was just kind of on the fence waiting for it to come out and see what it was like. And of course, it said, pre-order March 2020. And as you all may know, a lot of things was happening in March in 2020. And so it's kind of crazy that when this game came out, it came out at a time that like a lot of people could benefit from it if you were the sort that if you had the luck to stay inside and not have to worry about too much of things. Again, I'm not going to say, because YouTube is very finicky with saying specific things, so I'll say is the parabola, and then you'll know what I mean. But for those who are very fortunate not to be worried about too many things during that time, this game, I think, was a nice form of escape. It just came out like at a nice time. in a time where people couldn't socialize a lot in person, they could through Animal Crossing New Horizons. And so it's wild to me that this game is already 5 years old. Like, sometimes it still feels like it's only like a year old to me. And even then, when that happened, I was like, wow, it's a year old. But it's been 5 years since this came out. And it's got a lot of reception, and it's made a lot of impact on the gaming community, and not just for its gameplay, but for its music as well. That's another thing that I get really happy about when thinking about Animal Crossing New Horizons' impact on the gaming community and like the larger meme community. So a lot of the things that play now, well, one of the things I noticed shortly after the game released and on Instagram and listening to all of the things that was on there for social media, a lot of the meme content that was being featured used a lot of Animal Crossing New Horizons music. Like, it was being used to sub in for mashups with different pop songs and such, or to underscore different comedic funny moments. And then when you even look at the larger gaming community as well, that Animal Crossing New Horizons music was now being used as regular background music for gaming, which, like we talked about in a previous stream, that the Final Fantasy VII music from the original Final Fantasy VII, that some of that music was used comedically in gaming videos to underscore, showcase, the mood for different moments in YouTube video game content. But now Animal Crossing's music is more regularly, it was back then and even now, it's regularly being used in gaming content, as it's music being used in gaming content to help with moving forward the momentum of the video, which again I thought was really neat, because I hadn't seen a lot of people until New Horizons came out talk about Animal Crossing and be interested and invested in it in a similar way that I was when I was growing up, until it came out. And to see people now using the music in their YouTube content, or it being used to remix memes and such things like that, that I thought it was especially fun and creative. I just thought it was very interesting how that was used. It was used and repurposed the music from the game. But there's also the music within the game that it's very comforting. A lot of the tasks you do in Animal Crossing, like I mentioned before, it's like daily tasks. It's very simplistic. It may be gardening or planting, like such as planting flowers or produce, or it may be something like talking to your neighbor. But the different music that you hear helps to enhance that kind of simplistic nature that Animal Crossing makes for you. But rather than just talking about the game, why don't we go into the game and play a little bit of it? I've got the game and I've got my island all primmed and proper to show you all, because I thought it would be interesting to show some of the experience, the gaming experience within Animal Crossing itself, rather than just tell you to show you it. So we're just gonna wait for things to load up. By the way, could you check on the mic in advanced audio properties that for the mic the monitor is off? Be right back? Alright. We'll be right back while the game's loading up, and then I'll show you the rest of my island. Alrighty. So now, since we're into the game, we're going to turn off the music that's been chilling in the background so that we can fully listen to the music that's going on inside the game. So you're just going to do that. And then we're going to see one of my villagers is already walking around. You can see them. Yes, this is the title screen. They're just chilling. All right. So we're going to go on and we're going to go. It's, as you can tell, it's already past 6 here. So it's already reflecting that with the time. I tried to keep it so you could get the Isabel announcement, but I think I might have restarted it too many times to where Isabel might not pop up. So who knows? Let's see. Oh, we got it. Okay. Hello there, everyone. There's Isabel. Right now on Citrus Cove, that is the name. That is the name of my island, Citrus Cove. But Animal Crossing on the GameCube was B-Town. Sea City was the name of my Animal Crossing City Folk Town, and now we have Citrus Cove for our island adventure. Right now on Citrus Cove, it's 6:42 p.m. on Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. Today, oh my god, I also forgot. Oh my god. It's my Dom is like my favorite villager on my, sorry to startle you all, there's no emergency. I saw Tamberly and Matteo's face were like, oh, and I was like, no, it's about this. Dom is my favorite villager. It also happens to be his birthday today. When I was prepping for this stream, I was like, oh, I saw the announcement. I was like, well, I gotta get him a present so I can give it to him on stream. Don't mind me, but today is also Dom's birthday. How wonderful. Happy birthday. That's all for now. I hope you all enjoy the loveliest of lovely days. Oh, look at Isabel. Well, we're gonna stop by Dom's house because I literally forgot about that until today. But I already got him a present, so hopefully he likes it. There's me. This is my Animal Crossing character. As you can already hear, it's like, okay, so here's one of the neat things about Animal Crossing, which I love. Animal Crossing, the series, and you can see this in Animal Crossing New Horizons as well. A neat thing is for the different times of days, they have different musical themes. So it can be more chill, you know, such as the later evening. Like right now for 6 p.m. we just hear very kind of toned down strumming guitar that underscores this evening time, and a little bit of, you know, like I don't know if you call that keys, but you hear a little key melodic line, the do 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 in the background. But when it's something like 12 p.m. mid-afternoon, the music is usually very vibrant and up pace, so it matches the change in pace in the day. That's one of the things I love and admire about the music with Animal Crossing, how it reflects the different mood in music depending on the time of day. It's kind of like, and this is self-plug for the station, it's kind of like what we do here at the station, where we change our programming, or we have it curated based on, you know, what's appropriate or what would be helpful in terms of listening for the different parts of the day. So you have the early shift with Ted Weiner, and, you know, Sunday night music with Keenan Harmon, where it's kind of more chill, laid back. And then you have my Lita Melton's afternoon music, as well as Rachel Stewart's, you know, in traffic, but like also late morning music programming as well. So it's kind of cool to see. I just made that connection on stream right now. But it's kind of cool to see that connection that between, you know, our station and Animal Crossing, about curating music for specific moods dependent on your day. And that's what I loved from the get-go early about Animal Crossing when I was playing it. So what we're gonna do while we're hearing the music in the background, another thing I want to say that is kind of like Just a thing that blips alarms to me when listening to the music, or the different sounds in Animal Crossing, is the sound of balloons. And for anybody who's played Animal Crossing before, you know what I'm talking about. You hear this little whistling breeze sound like, and that usually, you don't have to even see it, but you hear it, and then you see a shadow on the screen, and you know that there's a balloon with a present up above you that you have to hit somewhere. And that's it's just instinctual. If you've been playing Animal Crossing for so long, that's one of those things where it's like you hear and you're like, okay, I gotta pull out my slingshot, which is, what is it, this? I gotta pull out my slingshot and get a balloon. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you a tour of Citrus Cove, and because I'm a music person, obviously my home is gonna have some things that are themed around music. I felt like that was necessary for me, so I made my home kind of themed around music, just one section of it, but there are some integral parts. And you can see even on my back, I gave my villager a little violin case to carry. And when I saw that as an item that you could put for clothing, for your character, I was like, well, I've gotta get it, because I play the violin and piano. So I got it for myself. I put myself a little violin case in the back to emulate the days when I had to carry my own violin case on my back. So let's just start by the town square. I obviously got mail, but, well, I'll talk about the mail when we get there. So, one thing to note about my town is that I am not the Animal Crossing player that likes to go all crazy and I say crazy, it's justified, but I don't like to go all out with my island in terms of like, oh, I'm gonna make it look scale for scale like Amsterdam or something like that, or flatten it and then make it into something new every week. I usually, because I've been playing this series so much, Animal Crossing in general, I like to make a town and just have it there because it's kind of my escape place. You know, it's my home away from home, whatever I'm creating on Animal Crossing. So I kind of like to have it be the same and look, I don't know, semi-realistic for me. It's like Animal Crossing's a project for me, but it's not a creative project. It's like a lifestyle project. So I don't do too many crazy things, but I do have some fun with my island. So it's kind of like a resort. I went with that theme. So okay, here's one of my villagers, Gladys. I went on the game this past weekend, but I didn't talk to anybody. So usually I don't play this game as frequently. This is like if I'm really feeling it. Sometimes I come back onto Animal Crossing when I really need to like decompress and just zone out on something. I guess you're here talking to me now, so maybe I should cut this out before I really do annoy you. Oh no, Gladys. I think a lot of my villagers will be like, have you been avoiding me? We haven't talked in 2 months. Which I'm sorry. It's just how it is. This is the town square. This is how I have it. This is my fountain. And let me know how you all make your own islands if you've played the game before, or islands that you've seen that you've enjoyed, or how you like the music for Animal Crossing if you've had experience playing with the game. We're looking in chat and seeing your responses if you're there and typing. Because it's interesting. It would be interesting to know what you all's experience is also with the game. I'm just kicking off the conversation by showing you all my own experience with the game, but the floor is open. If you all have any specific shared experiences or things you love about Animal Crossing the series or the specific game, Animal Crossing New Horizons, feel free to drop it down in the chat. We've also got Allie here. Allie, how do you do Oh yeah, I did talk with her Isn't this weather gorgeous, Gra? It makes Citrus Cove look as if it could be the background for a fashion shoot. Oh, that's so sweet. I did talk to Allie. Well, she forced herself to talk to me when she came into my home. Villagers can just come into your house out of the blue. But I talked to her, so it hasn't been 2 months. This is the little flag that I made for my island. I'm gonna do a quick going over, and then I'm gonna show you some of the neat music things that I have to my island. I decided just to put a jukebox out here that plays music, because that's, like I said, one of the neat things about Animal Crossing that I don't think with any installment prior to Animal Crossing New Horizons is that for this one, you can finally put furniture on the outside. So much of the time before, when you were playing the game on the GameCube or the Wii version of Animal Crossing, you couldn't place furniture outside, but now you can landscape and place items outside, which really opened up the terms of what you could do in terms of personalizing your own island and making it creatively your own thing and unique. So what I did, I put a little record player out there so there could be some music in the little chair when you're listening to. There are other parts of the island where I've more intentionally made music, but I just put that there. Here's the little beach cinema era that I put there. Area. The best boy's house is right here. This is Dom's house. But we'll go to him after I've shown the rest of my island. Here's Annabelle. Then I put a little sitting area, so for a pond right here. And because Citrus Cove, I had to have a whole field of oranges here. This is this is Citrus Cove's first public viewing, so premiere viewing of my island. I don't know how much you all like it, but I like it, and so this is kind of how I had it. This was supposed to be the shopping district when I thought Animal Crossing New Horizons was gonna get more shops and stuff, and instead they put it on a whole other remote island. But I put my shops and stuff over here. This is the little bike parking station and the bus stop area. You've got the tailors right here by the Able sisters, and you've got I put a little grocery cart. There we go. Grocery cart. Pick up and drop off area right there. And this is supposed to be an outside cafe area that I'm still kind of working on, because I think the last thing I want is some iron chairs, and I just haven't gotten iron chairs yet. But this is a nice little seating area that I have right. Oh, there's so many weeds back here. Still, this is one area that I've neglected back here. But I even like to dress up the backs of my places. I mean, nothing too special, but I like to add things into it. The beach is one of the places where I kind of put an intentional spot for music. My island, I played it a lot year round when it first came out, and then since it's coming out, I literally only play this sometimes during spring and summer. So it is permanently, it's summer themed, but in winter I keep it the same because I do not have the patience to change it to be winter themed. So it's just permanently summer when I have this. But I have a little smoothie shop and corner right here with my little ice cream cones and such. And right over here I have my collection of surfboards that I've gotten so far. Oh, Sahara's here. I didn't even know that. You hear that? The beachy music. So this one I believe is called Surf KK. So you can, when you click on the music things, you can see all of the different albums you have. And I'm still trying to collect all of the different KK Slider albums. KK Slider He's like the resident musician of the Animal Crossing series, which is this white dog. That white dog is KK Slider. And so for Animal Crossing New Horizons, I think the whole premise at one point is to try to get KK Slider or get the town in a shape for KK Slider to come and perform at your island. But it's really cool. There are some very fun songs that I enjoy from KK Slider and from the Animal Crossing series, and one of them I'll talk about because one of them featured in my home. I mean, most of the music is KK Slider anyways, but I figured since we were at the beach and beach theme that I would have Surf KK play. And when you have the if you'll note, when you're near a music thing playing, the background guitar music that we were listening to, it goes away, it dies out. But if you walk away from whatever's playing music, the guitar music should come back. You hear it? It comes back. So I had the little fishing area. There's Captain. I'm just gonna pick that up. I have this little area at the side. This is one of the side beaches. In the areas you can sit. I really didn't change too much of the original landscaping of the island that I picked because I was like, I don't have time to be switching this up 24/7. I picked one that I really liked and I went with it. So this is the upper area of my island. And then right up here, I decided to have an outside area. It's very nice when, like, there are some times where past midnight, because I was trying to finish out and fill out my fishing directory for the different seasons, that I would just come up here and fish for different fishes and things like that. And so hearing all this chill music while staying up late, it was very helpful because it didn't make the experience monotonous. It helped kind of like to round it out and make it still be enjoyable. This is one of the kind of like, I decided to make a top town square up here. So if I did fishing tourneys with friends and things like that, we'd have a lot of space and we could fish in the river. And there's my rainbow field of flowers up there at the very top with my windmills that are going very slow at the moment. Then if we go down here, this is another middle section of the island. Another thing that Animal Crossing, where sound is so important, and this is fitting, is when you're fishing. Because when you're fishing, yes, you can rely on the visual cues, but if you also take the time to listen to when the bobber goes down, it helps you to figure out when to grab the fish. Fishing isn't like the world's hardest thing, but it can be tough. It can be tough sometimes, and I have not been doing good lately with the fishing. So let me demonstrate. There we go. The music usually dies down, and then you hear the bobber go down. I caught a golden trout, but the real treasure, friendship. Then I guess I got a fish. And so it's one of those things where I kind of listen to it more than watch it visually, because I think you'll hear it before you'll see the sound cues. Like I said, a lot of the things music-wise or sound-wise... Hold up. Oh. Okay, there we go. It was biting for a long time. So what I was saying is, a lot of the things about Animal Crossing, it's not like they're going to be huge, big musical motifs. a lot of the premise for Animal Crossing across the series is simplistic things, minimalistic a little bit. I mean, it has larger than life things too, don't get me wrong. Like, you can get a whole Mario pipe in this game, in this specific installment, and other crazy things like that. But it's very, the music is integrative and it's kind of emulative of real life in some senses, you know. I've never been fishing, but I would assume you have to listen just as much as see what you're doing when you're fishing, for fish in real life. So it's those simple connections that go across between gaming and real life that I also appreciate in what Animal Crossing does. So let's see, up here I have my campsite. And this was another thing where I decided to put the radio here. One of the neat things about if you have a radio and not a music player where you input music for Animal Crossing is that you'll hear little news breaks and something like that. And then the Animal Crossing type people speaking on the Animal Crossing radio, which is pretty neat because you don't get that in the regular music player. So... but it shuffles through music and it's much like a regular radio. And so I put a pink radio up there. And I had some place where you can get food. And this was even before they added cooking into Animal Crossing New Horizons. I just had like a little campsite eating place up there. So yeah, and again, a huge bonfire right here. Let's see. This is the rest of my island. And see, now it's kind of getting more into it. The music has transitioned away from that like strumming. Since it's now past 7 o'clock, it's transitioned away from the strumming into more of kind of like a slow drum beat and with a melody to go along with it. I don't know what instrument is the one that has this twangy, but I don't. The instrumentation that they choose is very fitting. It's very nice and relaxing, and easy listening kind of. This is the little garden that I have. All right, and then I had I guess last thing I can show is my island before we move on, because we've got other stuff to do. I decided to make a little nature walk, which is also kind of like a maze. I added so many trees. I wanted a lot more trees, but Isabel told me that villagers were getting lost inside the trees, and so I had to chop a lot of them down. But I made a little nature walk this way, and it comes out, you know, two other ways. It comes out up here, where we were at the top, and it also comes out back at the shopping center, right over here. So what we're gonna do before we move on to my home, we are going to check out the best boy's home. We're gonna check out Dom's place for his birthday, and I think it has a birthday KK music. So let's see what that's about. Oh, look, he's dancing around with Biscuit. Yo, Somersault, so glad you made it. Don't be shy, high dive into the party, indeed-a-roo. Dom is like my favorite villager. He was my starter villager. As you can, for those who've played this game before, as you can see by the layout of his place, he was one of my starter villagers. Him and Flo, they were my starter villagers. So, but yes, I'm very happy to have Dom here. And I think it says birthday KK. It's currently playing KK birthday. So I got a present for him, so I'm gonna give him his present. Really wasn't expecting anything, but if you happen to have a gift for me, that'd be awesome. I do have one. I wouldn't just come here and not give you a gift. I already had it handmade for him. He's a jock villager, so he likes exercise things. Yeah, I'm going to open it. I got him a punching bag. I mean, I know my favorite villager. Friends for life. I think I couldn't have gotten a better response. Alright. I could spend... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I gotta leave. You're welcome, Dom. That's probably... I could spend all day there, but we do not have all day to just see Dom. So, one of the neat things about music that I also want to show is... with what I've got with my home and how you can utilize music within your space, and not just music, but the different sounds you hear within the different rooms and such. So one of the things that I got is, like I said, I am trying to collect all of the KK Slider songs. So I still haven't gotten all the songs. I'm doing pretty okay, but again, I'm still not there with completing it. Part of it, so I didn't have KK Ballads, so I got one to add into my home's library, but I also got a second one because you can also put the music, the albums in this game on the wall. And so I have a whole room dedicated to the different KK albums and put them on my wall, kind of, I guess, as collectors in the game. So that's kind of how I've been doing that. But let's step inside into my home for Citrus Cove. The lights are out, but here we go. This is my entryway living room area that I've got, and as you can see, I've got my stereo that I've got here. And I've just got this on shuffle, and right now it's playing Aloha KK. So this is what I mean, like it has several different options for music. KK Slider, again, the white dog, he goes and does lots of different genres, or they've given him lots of different genres within this game. Though this is just about as much as the ones that I've owned. But you can still purchase a lot of more music on there. Okay, so this specific title right here, Bubblegum KK, I do want to talk about this one. This was one of the ones where it blew up 4.5 years ago. Everybody that was playing it online, streaming it, and just in their free time, for whatever reason, really gravitated to Bubblegum KK, which I mean, it's not my favorite, but I can sing it kind of note for note now because it's like an earworm that's like stuck in my ear now. Because I've heard it so much and I still hear it today. But let me just play for you. And for those of you who are familiar with Animal Crossing New Horizons or any type of gaming music, this might be familiar for you. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. A lot of people love this song. I don't know why. I don't know what was so special about it, but I think that's also kind of what's interesting and funny about what people latch onto with the gaming community and its music. That this music that I guess it's supposed to be emulating bubblegum pop really struck a chord with people, and it just was very happy-go-lucky in a time where people wanted to hear happy-go-lucky things. So I think maybe that's one reason why people like this so much. Like I said, it's not my favorite. I have another favorite. I have a whole room dedicated to my favorite KK Slider track, but I'm gonna, giving Bubblegum KK his props because a lot of people love it and it certainly has made its impact on the gaming community. And there's so many different remixes and arrangements for it. I don't know, people really gravitated toward this song. But this song, or this, my living room space, I have my music player on shuffle. I don't usually have it on just one song. But for my kitchen, here's my kitchen area. It's nothing too fancy, but I really like the song Drivin'. And I don't know why. It was a new to me song from Animal Crossing New Horizons, but I thought it was very interesting. I liked the melody and the way it sounded. It was complex without, being too simple. It had some nice emotional tension in it as well. And I wanted it in a space for my home, so I decided to put it in the kitchen area. So that's what I've got for my kitchen area. I've got the song Drivin' by KK Slider. I'm gonna go out and gonna go to my room. I think I put KK Calypso or so. Oh, Bubblegum KK is just gonna it's just gonna play now. Let's see. Or Aloha KK Stroll. That's the song that I put in for here. I just really like the chill, pitter-patting type rhythm and groove of the music. So I decided to have this for my room. I have Dom's. You get their picture when you become their best friends, and I've already become Dom's best friend. So I put his picture right there, and other things. And again, I have my little player there and all the stuff for my room here. The room that is specific to music that I like is my basement, but I feel like that's the best room, so I'm saving the best for last. I'm gonna try to get out of the way of the other rooms. This one, it doesn't have music, but showing it nonetheless. This is the bathroom, and while there may not be music, there are still neat sounds you can hear. One of the things I love about Animal Crossing, or another thing I love about Animal Crossing, is that when you interact with items, they make sounds and such. So I've got a sewing machine here, and I touch it, and it should sew. Well, if I'm not touching the table. Yeah, you can hear it. You can lightly hear the clicking sounds because the sewing machine is on it. If I touch it again, it'll stop. And I've got a little washing machine there. If I touch it, it'll come on and start a washing cycle. And this is kind of like an iron where when I press this, and at some point it'll release and finish its kind of like pressing cycle. If I press that, that should start the washing machine. Oh, you can hear it. You can even hear the water kind of going and such like that. And it's doing a spin cycle. So I also incorporate items just also based off of the types of sounds that the items give. I really enjoy how specific it goes with sounds. Like you can even hear the white noise of the fan in the room, both the fans, the ceiling one and the floor one that I have here. And you can hear, if you listen very closely, you can hear the air thing right here spitting its air every now and then. But it's already spit, so I'm just gonna keep going. And this is the last room of mine that I got to be the way that I wanted it to be. This was like my study and collector's room and such like that. I wanted to make it look like a library study. So because we were working from home then, I've got my work from home set up with the different monitors and such like that, and the desk and chairs. And I've got all the writing desk and all the different bookshelves and a decorative plate and such that I have, and a TV. By the way, if you all get motion sick, avert your eyes. I'm trying to move the camera smoothly, but that might not happen sometimes. But that is the study. This is the study that I worked on because I wanted my ceiling, my upper room, to be a study. Now here is the room that I really like, and I don't know if it's anything too wow, but I like this room, and it showcases my favorite KK song. I wanted to have an underground kind of like club music scene area. See, Tamberly's nodding. She's giving me a nod of approval. So is Matteo. It's pretty cool. I keep the lights off, but I have I want to kind of make it look like a stage a little bit, and to have it kind of be cool playing music. So you have a grand piano, you have music, you have a harp. I did not try to coordinate what instruments would be there. I just wanted any and every instrument that I could fit, that I kind of like the sound of on there. I put the microphone, the stage lights, a keyboard, synthesizer. I even got this right here, the marimba right here. And like I was saying before, the KK albums, you can put them on the back like posters. So that's one of the things. Let me turn on the lights here so you can see it's here. I typically like to have this room with the lights off for the mood. But this is what it looks like. And now it's time for me. Nope. How do I open my... There we go. It's time for me to put one of these on the wall. Let's see. Because I have been collecting them and I want to put this on the wall. Oh, it's in my pockets. Okay. Where did it go? Oh God. There we go. It went right here. See, that's a pretty cool poster. That's a pretty cool poster, but it's on the wrong side, so I want to put it over here and level it out. So this is, I don't know what to say about this album cover, but these other ones, they're pretty cool. And there was an autograph sign item, and I thought it kind of looked like, I don't know, KK Slider's autograph or something that you could do for music autograph. So I put that there to kind of theme the room around the music. Oh, well, I did not mean to take a picture, but I guess that's how that is. So yeah, that's that. But the music that's playing right now is called KK Cruisin', and it is my favorite song. It is like my favorite song across the Animal Crossing series, not counting the opening theme songs for some of the different Animal Crossing titles, is because I just thought it was really cool. It felt the most like a song that I would hear outside of a video game and in an actual music setting on the radio. I really like the cool, like, I don't know, chill, kind of like R&B setting of it, and like light hip hop feel of it. Oh, that's a fridge. I can't touch the tape recorder right here is where the music is playing off of, but because I put it on a furniture, you can't see it. But what's really cool is the album is like KK, and I don't think they had album covers prior to this game, but the album is like KK, and he's in a cool black suit, and you know, on a sofa and like leaning back, and I think it just fits the mood for this song. It is really my favorite, and when I listened to it, when I first listened to it growing up, I could like, it was the one where I could most kind of hear lyrics for it. All of the speech in Animal Crossing, as you might have noticed when I talked to other people, it's in, I think they called it Animalese. So it's not a real language, or not a real human language. But it was the most to where when I heard KK Cruisin', I could kind of hear, I could hear lyrics in it, English lyrics in it, and I thought it was really cool. You won't be able to hear it in the tape recording sound, the one that plays in the house, but when KK Slider comes, so here's another neat thing. KK Slider, the white dog, usually he plays concerts at your village at 6 p.m. at Saturdays. So he usually comes and plays a set, and you can ask for a certain song, and for the first song that he plays for you, he gives you a copy that you can take home and put it in your tape recorder. And so that's what I've done with this. But the concert version of KK Cruisin', I really like as well. And I think how I first heard of not Animal Crossing, but KK Cruisin' was when I was playing Animal Crossing on GameCube, and there is this villager called Bertha, and her house was all decked out with the modern furniture set, and it was playing this song, I believe, on a golden stereo. And I just would go and visit her house often, that villager, and just sit there and listen to the music and chill with the vibes, because I just like the whole mood that it set together. And KK Cruisin's been my favorite song since then, so it may not be as popular as Bubblegum KK, but it is popular in my heart. And one last thing, I think, to kind of showcase about Animal Crossing, or with the music thing, is that if you touch these musical instruments while a song is playing in the room, it'll go with the chord structure of the song that's playing. So let me do it with something that you can hear first. So let's start with the saxophone that I have here. If I play it, it's gonna go with the chord progression of the song. So let's do this. So you can kind of hear it goes with it. It doesn't sound like it's completely odd. The only thing that's odd is my rhythm choice. I'm not choosing a particular rhythm. But even... So even the guitar, it goes with it. The piano. I thought that was really neat. I can't remember if musical instruments in the other installments of Animal Crossing did that. But when I noticed that you could put an instrument with a song playing in the same room and it follow it, I was like, okay, well, I've got to make my whole bottom layer themed around this so that I can have as many different instruments playing KK Cruisin' as I can. So that's kind of the last kind of neat thing that I have about Animal Crossing. I mean, I could show... Oh, wait, actually, I lied. There's one last thing I want to show about Animal Crossing before we finish out the stream. Is that usually... And you might have heard this when it switched to... What is she... Oh, I thought she had an ice cream. Oh, she has coffee in her hand. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to peep that. A cool thing about Animal Crossing is, and this is across the series, is that usually you can make your own town tune. And so I've made my town tune, and it goes with this cool K-pop song that I heard come out around the time that the parabola was going on. I believe it's called Cool by the K-pop girl group Bandit. And I thought it was really cool, pun intended, but also not intended. I thought it was a really fun song and kind of unique and such. So I'm gonna go to Isabel so I can play for you the town tune that I made. It was... And you can even hear it when you talk with her. It just played just now, and that's another cool thing. Once you make your town tune, all of the greetings or the starts of the conversations that you have with your villagers begins with your town tune. Even when you enter and exit, I think, your own home and some of your villagers' homes, the town tune plays. You may not hear it because of the tempo. Sometimes it may be too fast-paced, but it plays, and I think that's another cool thing. All right, so let's see. Review island features. change the island tune. I'm not going to change the tune, but I'm just going to make it easier for you all to hear. So the song, well, it's like playing it cool. We are only playing it cool. That's what the beginning of the chorus sounds like. And so I just put that part as my town tune. That's the closest that I could get to it. But I put that for my town tune because it's a song that I really liked at the time. And I just kind of wanted to memorialize it with my New Horizons island. All right. And I think that's it. I mean, we could always come back and do another Animal Crossing thing, but for now, that's as much as I want to talk about Animal Crossing and Animal Crossing New Horizons. So I think let's try to wrap things up. Oh man, I just heard, you know what, we're out of the game. I started hearing other stuff. That's the thing. There are sounds for everything you can hear in Animal Crossing. Almost everything there, it has its own sound to go with it. But that's gonna be it for tonight's stream on Animal Crossing. There are more things that I didn't touch on that are neat about Animal Crossing, and I encourage you to explore them yourselves, whether that be playing the game or looking up more videos about the game. Or if you want to see us tackle and dive into Animal Crossing, this game or other installments more as a topic, let us know. Let us know in chat or let us know in the comments down below. You may be watching this live or you may be watching the VOD of this, the past broadcast of this. And so let us know if you want us to talk about Animal Crossing again, if you enjoyed this one. But that's going to be it for New Horizons and Animal Crossing, at least for tonight. And I want to thank you all for watching and coming to the stream and just seeing me showcase my island and the neat things that I find fascinating about how Animal Crossing and the specific game New Horizons intertwines music into its gameplay. It's really neat. So our next stream, I believe we're going to have our next stream next week, Tuesday, March 25th at 6 p.m. If that changes, it changes. But for now, that's when our next stream is going to be. So catch us next week, Tuesday, on March 25th at 6 p.m. We're going to be continuing and maybe finishing just Shapes and Beats. So if you've been eager to see the end of that gameplay journey, please tune in for that, because we're going to try to see if we can finish it up then. And if you've enjoyed this stream, please consider giving a like to this stream. It really helps out. And consider subscribing to the WDAV YouTube channel. You get cool things like musical mind games, and you also get other cool musical content that lives on there. We have things from Noteworthy to chamber musician competitions. So there is a plethora of awesome music content that you can see on this WDAV YouTube channel. So if you subscribe, you get a lot of neat things. So please consider subscribing. And check out the other MMG content that is existing. We have YouTube shorts about highlights from the streams, but we also have some of those highlights up on our Instagram at WDAVFM. So please check out Instagram as well, because there's MMG content there, as well as other classical music happenings on our Instagram page. So check that out as well. I want to give a thanks to Tamberly Ferguson for being the stream director tonight, and Matteo for being the technical producer tonight. Thank you both. Thank you both. It means so much to have the help and support with these things. So thank you all. If you've enjoyed my gabbing or would like to see me gab elsewhere, I also have a regular shift at 4 p.m. on Sundays. So Sundays from 4 to 6 is my regular on-air shift on our on-air programming at the station. You can listen to that by using our mobile app, the WDAV mobile app. You can find it in your regular app store or the Google Play Store, I believe. And you could also listen in the traditional radios, whether it's in the car, you've got an actual physical radio at home, you can listen that way too. And if you missed my if you missed my shift or any of the other shifts that you want to listen to on-air programming, you can look them back up at wdav.org/archive. So that's another way you can catch up on previous content that you may have missed. So I want to thank you all again so much for watching, whether it's live or it's in the past where you're watching this. Hello, VOD watchers. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of the community. I'm Christen Crumpler, and I'll catch you in the next stream. Bye.